Good morning, everyone. Well, actually, hey, it's not the morning. Good afternoon. It's tea at 2. I was doing the coffee call early in the day. Last year, we switched it up to the afternoon time slot. Still not getting many live chatters online with me. Y'all are out there being busy, I guess. Anyway, I will record this update and we'll share it out there on the website and on our social media sites. So if you are listening and viewing this, recorded rather than live, always remember that you're welcome to stop in for a chat and a visit or a call and ask questions. But I'm definitely here to share today on the 1st of June our calendar updates. We've got a children's calendar, we've got an adult calendar. Both sides, they're slam packed full of activities and fun things happening here in the library. Of course, we just kicked off yesterday the signups for summer reading, and summer reading here in the main location, also out in Trap Hill at our branch location. There are all sorts of great activities for the young readers. We even have summer reading activities lined up for our adults. So it's very easy to participate, to commit yourself to reading good books over this summer. We want to encourage all of our young readers, especially, to keep reading. Just because school's out doesn't mean you can't cool off, go inside, sit by the air conditioner, rest a little bit, grab some good reads, learn some things, keep your mind active. I know you're out there playing games and running wild, because I know I did when I was growing up, playing outdoors, and not worrying about bedtime and sleeping in late and having all sorts of fun as a young one. I know we live for the summer, right? And you're on vacation, but you can always carry a book along or even an audio book, something to keep your brain active. And summer reading is basically, I think, designed to help prevent the summer slide. And not the slide at the playground. Yeah, we don't want to prevent you from sliding down that one, but we want your knowledge, the skills you've been developing all year long in the classroom to stay sparking and current and fresh, and to keep you going, and maybe go up a notch when you start school next year. Your teacher will be saying, "You've been reading all summer," and you can say, "Yes, ma'am," or "Yes, sir, I've been reading." And we have an incentive with summer reading. We give points for however many minutes you've read, where you can earn some really cool prizes. This year, the theme for summer reading is all together now, and we're promoting kindness. So you have to definitely stop by the library and check this place out. The girls have been decorating with all sorts of cool things. We have a photo booth. It's a Volkswagen van, and Pete the cat is the driver. If you don't know who Pete the cat is, yeah, he's one of our favorite characters, and there's a lot of good books to read. But I think he's actually got some TV shows and out there on the children's channel as well. Anyway, check out all the activities that we've got planned. Sign up to read, earn some prizes, no matter what your age might be. We've got activities for all ages and special events as well. One special event that I want to highlight with our adult readers, um, if you're interested in tasting some books, not cookbooks. Cookbooks do have some good recipes, and those count too. But this is special. We have some book tasting events going on the top floor. There's a table place laid out with some really cool authors. They're local authors. This month we're going to be featuring Lisa Mathis, and she has written a crime thriller called The Body Auction. So I know I'm always curious about mysteries and crime stories, and understanding how these things could happen. But come in and visit and check out her book. She'll be here to visit us in person on Tuesday, June 29th at 5:30. But she's on the table with the book plate for book tasting, as well as some other great authors to note and look for. I do want to mention one event that anyone might want to attend this evening. It's a last minute addition to our calendar. So you may not have heard about it yet out on social media, but this evening at 5 o'clock, today's the 1st, June the 1st, at 5 o'clock, we have a visit with Mr. Epley Howell, and he's going to share some of his compilations, compiled works of African Americans in Wilkes County. So, with Juneteenth just around the corner, we are also partnering with our Heritage Museum to have a special Juneteenth day to celebrate with Epley Howell in the morning, 11:30, and he'll be talking about Juneteenth and I'm sure the African Americans in Wilkes County series of stories as well. So come out and visit and discuss your genealogy, your family history, learn a little bit about this celebration, and also to have a little bit of afternoon fun. Milton DJ Deacon Cockerham, he is coming to spin some tunes for dancing and celebrating. He is here at the Heritage Museum also June 17th in the afternoon at 2 o'clock. So save the date. And you can always pull this recording up, or you can stop by and get one of these calendars to put on your fridge so you won't forget about them. A lot of good activities throughout the week and throughout the month. So tomorrow, June 2nd, said the calendar's filling up, but tomorrow afternoon, no, actually, I'm going to say it's not afternoon. It's from 10 to noon, 10 a.m. to 12 o'clock. We have 2 back-to-back mental health programs with BioHealth. And these programs are easy if you like acronyms. So we're going to start the morning off with OCD and how to understand that thought behavior cycle that folks find themselves stuck in. Oh, sometimes I can be a bit concerned about I get an obsession and want to have things just where they belong. But sometimes it can be troubling in understanding how that thought behavior cycle works. So OCD will be the conversation at 10 a.m. tomorrow here in the library. Followed by that at 11 a.m. we'll be talking about PTSD, healing the emotional wound. I've also heard it called and referred to as PTSI. Instead of a disorder, it's like an injury. Well, especially for our military folk who have, served to help protect us overseas and seen some trauma and been through some traumatic things. PTSI, it's an injury that occurs from being exposed to trauma. So stop in and learn all about OCD and PTSD tomorrow from 10 to noon. Also, let's see, Saturday. Here, I'm going in the calendar order for once. This Saturday at 1 o'clock over at Two Rivers Cinema, we're going to be keeping it real. We've got something on the big screen, a free showing of Arabian Sands. Yeah, we're going to the empty quarter of the desert in Saudi Arabia. And we're going to find out about, there's a travel memoir that's called Arabian Sands, and it's written by Wilfred Singer. He was a British explorer, and he crossed the empty quarter of the desert in the 50s, before the desert was, before a lot of drilling for oil and that sort of thing took place. So it was kind of like a natural landscape at that time. But he crossed by camel, and I'm just mesmerized reading his book. So I'm really excited to see it on the big screen, to find out about his journey and all that he encountered in the desert, and the traditions and the customs of the Arabs. He was from London, so he was learning about that culture. So he writes about the culture, he writes about the desert and the things that he noticed. And what inspired him to do all this to begin with, he grew up in South Africa, and he always had a fascination with the work of Bertrand Thomas, and he was another explorer in the early years. And he wanted to learn all about those things. And as an adult, he heard about a study of locusts. A locust is referring to the mega jet grasshoppers, the giant grasshoppers that fly and swarm and devour all the greenery. And they were making their way through the deserts, and so any vegetation whatsoever was being wiped out. And scientists wanted to discover the locust, so they wanted somebody who could cross the peninsula and track the activity of the locust. So there you go. That's how this all started. I'm trying to give you a little preview. I don't want to give it all away, but it's a really great and interesting, very interesting. And this would be something that you could read more about and join us again for the film this Saturday at 1. But next Thursday at 6 o'clock, we'll be meeting to have more of a conversation to highlight the author. His birthday is in the month of June. Wilfred Singer celebrates his birthday, and we wanted to read his book. And usually when we have our conversations in Trap Hill, of course, that's following the film. So we've had a chance to read the book, watch the film, join us for a conversation about either or both. But we like to celebrate in a way that satisfies our senses, our sense of taste. For instance, now what could we taste in the Arabian deserts? Well, one thing that they loved to have as a staple was their really strong coffee and dates, and then other kind of different things that they cooked and took with them with rice and different exotic foods. So we're gonna put together a little tasting, or not just reading the book and mentally tasting it, but actually tasting it and talking about it and celebrating the birthday of the author at the branch. That will be Thursday at 8 o'clock, 6 p.m. It's an evening event, so come on over after work, cool off in the library. Well, we talk about a hot place. Actually, it's not always hot in the evening hours. I think it's an extreme. It's either super hot in the day and then cold at night. So I don't know. That's a different climate for us for sure. And lots to learn about that story. Also, today, if you're here from Trap Hill watching this recording later, today at 1 o'clock, we're going to the Roots and Branches Genealogy Club, which just started up at the branch, is going to be talking about their history, genealogy, studying family history. So if you want to get involved with that group, they meet today, but they meet monthly. So find out what the schedule is and check that out. Now, talking about the branch, and I mentioned that we do programming out there as well. We have traditionally been meeting on the first Saturday of, why am I saying first? Fourth. Don't let me confuse you. The fourth Saturday of the month for jamming at the branch. And this is an opportunity if you're a musician and you want to join in with other fellow musicians and sing and play some old time standards. Just have fun making some music. Come on out. We'd love to have you join us. It's open to all skill levels. I mean, as a beginning picker myself, I may only get a note here or a note there, but every time I join those more experienced musicians, I'm learning stuff. And it is so cool to have fun and play music and learn songs and sing songs and play music together. You know, of course, if you are not a musician, but you like old time music, definitely come out and join us as a listener. We need to have some audience people there to listen to us. The branch, jamming at the branch has always been, like I mentioned, on the fourth Saturday in the afternoon from 1 to 3. Since the last few times the musicians have gotten together, they've been so enthusiastic about picking and playing and singing that they now decided to meet twice a month. So the 2nd and the 4th. The branch will meet, Jamming at the Branch will meet only on Saturdays from 1 to 3. This month will be June 10th and June 24th. Again, we have all sorts of reoccurring programs. The Chicks with Sticks, they meet every Monday at 4 o'clock here in the main location to knit projects and crochet and visit, and we've got yarn, and we've got some utilities tools here to help those that are wanting to learn but not so sure if they want to invest in learning. just stop by and we can help you. It's really a fun, relaxing hobby. And actually, I've been busy knitting little baby blankets for my next grandbaby coming this fall. So, you might want to start on some gifts for the coming months. We got the holidays coming, and you can learn how to do a new thing, knit, crochet, and make some projects. We also have on the 14th, which is next Wednesday, a sleep safe training for new parents. So, it's a 1 hour class to help you learn about the safest way for newborns when they're sleeping. Being aware. There's a lot of times you worry, is the baby okay? It's been sleeping too long, or getting them on a sleep schedule. Learning about the safe sleep training will be Wednesday the 14th at 11 a.m. here in the library. Let me back it up. With Tuesday the 13th at 10 a.m. we have a writers group that meets. So if you are a writer, we're putting together a digital archive of written work that's published locally, just by our informal writers group. We're not published for book release of any sort, but we're putting together an archive and hoping to make a print edition of collected writings and art and that sort of thing. So join the creative writers group. That's Tuesday the 13th at 10 o'clock. Now, next week, we also have a book sale sponsored by the Friends of the Library. They have a big location as a warehouse full of used books in great condition at really rock bottom prices, and they're nice way to build your own library at home, to collect some books that you might want to read and own, or read and purchase and share. It's a great place to go. The book sale is down behind the Stone Center on Cherry Street. It's the Talking Service Book Club for our military folk and anyone who cares about veterans and wants to understand more about war or crossing cultural boundaries, of that kind of thing. We are going to be talking about the Red Badge of Courage, written by Stephen Crane, and that takes place on June the 9th here at 10 o'clock in the library. Join us for conversation with other topics, other authors. We're going to be reading a book and talking about Even As We Breathe, which is a novel picked out by the Adult Book Club by Annette Clapsaddle, and that will take place on Tuesday the 20th at 4. And if you'd like to visit with us and talk about a nonfiction book, all about the sights, sounds, the artists of North Carolina's contribution to American popular music, we're going to be reading and discussing Step It Up and Go. It's an author live stream on an evening event, Tuesday, June 27th, here in the building at 6:30. We're going to meet the author, David Manconi, and discuss that work and learn a little bit about those artists and the sounds. It's a musical program about his book, about music. So join us for all of these great events. Let's see. Sign up for your summer reading, no matter young and old. We want all of you to take a part in it this year. You can earn prizes. And I'll mention again a real special program that the Youth Services, the children's area, has going on all summer long, to encourage you to check out books, read books, visit us for not just reading, but also eating. We're going to have an imagination cafe with stories and activities and a meal every Monday through Friday from 11 to 2. I think the feeding begins at noon, but come in, pick out some books, stay around, have some fun to hear a story, have a fun craft, and get something to eat. We know a lot of times when school's out, meals get lost in the shuffle. It's not like a regular school day when you go to the cafeteria. So your appetite does not go on vacation, and we want to encourage reading and eating healthy and visiting the library to get a good meal. Now, we do have a garden that you may or may not be aware about, but this is a small little garden patch in Cub Creek. And we're growing some amazing produce this summer. We've got cherry tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes, holy moly hot peppers. We've got beans, cucumbers, squash, watermelon. We're growing some things. And what we plan to do is harvest what we grow to share with our community in a new fridge. Not a fridge, but a fridge, because it's free food. And you can stop by and look in our lobby and pick up something to take home and munch on. You might want to. We've got donations coming in the fridge from various folk in the community that want to share. This morning when I walked in, I saw milk, bread, and milk. Yesterday there were eggs there. There's a farm share. I think. Shoot, my mind just went blank. Tumbling Shoals Farm is donated a share of fresh veggies to put in our fridge. So today we have like radishes, carrots, lettuce, other types of food. And check it out because there's a location for folks to know where they can find assistance with food. We want to address the hunger issue. We want to be able to keep folks eating and reading. Eating and reading, the two of my favorite things to do. So come out and visit us. Last month, our library celebrated the birthday of Douglas Adams with a tribute to his book, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which, if you've read that book, I mentioned it last time around, is a sci-fi adventure where the main character travels through the galaxy. Now, the aliens that kind of assist him on that journey, their saying is, "Don't panic and carry your towel." So there you go. That's where the International Towel Day got started, to recognize the ingenuity and the creative imagination and the following that Douglas Adams has with his sci-fi books, but also to celebrate by helping folks with different things such as a towel drive. And we collected a number of towels that were going out to our homeless shelter, taking those out there this evening. I want to thank all of you for your support there. And I don't know how this happened, but it's very serendipitous. We collected 42 towels. What does that mean to you? To me? And you may know it. The number 42 is got a significant meaning in the book Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So it was just such a coincidence that the number 42 is a special number in the story, and we actually collected 42 towels without even trying. But you'll have to read the book to find out why 42 is such a magic number. Now, we are still collecting items for the dads in honor of Father's Day. You know, dads are parents, and parents need help sometimes, and you can never have enough of wipes and formula and diapers. Yeah, if you've ever had little ones around, you know they can go through that stuff. And for the month of Father's Day, the month of June, in honor of Father's Day, we are collecting these items that will benefit the Community Partnership for Children. So if you have a dad you want to especially recognize with a donation to this baby supply drive, stop by the library and help us out again. That's another community event that we're supporting. We've got some kids book clubs and some teen book clubs. They meet on June 24th. They meet in the afternoon, kids at 2, teens at 3. And you don't have to have a required reading assignment. This is a book club where you just meet and talk about what you've been reading. And you can share reader's advisory to each other. Like, you can suggest your author or find out about someone else's favorite author and pick it up, a new book, and help you keep you going through the summer. Again, keep it going. Visit us for Get Programming. Amazing Al, the magician, will be here on June 8th. Big Bang Boom on June 15th. And Pete the Cat himself is coming for a special story time on June 22nd. And of course, we're going to be doing upcycled art every Monday at 4 for anyone, all ages. And we're going to have a special tie-dye event, Art in the Park, on the 28th of June. So come out for all these fun things. See, of course, you need to take a calendar up so you won't forget when they are, because I may be confusing you and overwhelming you here because there's so many good things to happen in that I just want to talk about them all. Last but not least, this is not happening in June, but it is in July. This gentleman here, Robert Oppenheimer, he is the father of the atomic bomb. And, his memoir, well, his biography, it's not a memoir because he didn't write this. His biography is written in part by Kai Bird and Martin Sherwin. And it was chosen to read because Martin Sherwin's birthday is in July. And this was a Pulitzer Prize winning piece, this nonfiction biography. Of course, it's not all writing. There are some photos inside about Oppenheimer and his life and his genius and what happened with the atomic bomb. You guys know about that in World War II and the Trinity test that happened out in New Mexico. It's just an eye-opening, fascinating book to read and have a conversation on. I want to share it with you now because at the Keeping It Real movie event in July, first Saturday in July, happens to be on July 1st. I won't have a chance to remind you about that, but again, every first Saturday at the Two Rivers Cinema, we have a film. I was mentioning we're talking about Arabian Sands this Saturday, but next month, July 1st, our film is on a biography of Oppenheimer. It's sort of a documentary about his life and times. And what makes it even more exciting, because we are going to read that book and talk about it with our group in the Reading Traffic group out in the branch library. But there's a brand new film that will be released, very much anticipated film coming out in theaters across the country on July 21st about Oppenheimer. So yeah, we're in the loop with this one. We were picking it in honor of Marty Sherwin, in honor of his birthday, because he won a Pulitzer Prize for compiling all this information. We were picking it to read in July, and then we found out that it's actually a feature film is in the works, and it will be released in July. So perfect timing. Good one to pick up and study on this summer. If you'd like to check that out, we've got copies here at the library. And save the date and check the calendar. Pick up your calendars. Check our website. Join us for all this fun stuff. And have fun this summer, right? We're kicking it off here June 1st. I will be back again with a tea at 2. Let's see, in July, the first Thursday in July is on July 6th. I had to look at the calendar for a minute. We're closed for the 4th of July, of course, but following the 4th, the first Thursday will be July the 6th, and that will be a tea at 2 time where I will go live to share with you all the updates for the summer and what we're doing in July as we move through the year every first Thursday, live from the office of Wilkes County Public Library. This is Suzanne Moore signing out. Have fun. Happy reading.